Cyril Ramaphosa is saying that he's confident of an ANC victory in the upcoming election, but that was never the question, was it? The big question is, will he be the man to take the party back to that two-thirds majority threshold?
Well, I do think that is the biggest debate as to whether ANC will fall below 60% or above 60% towards the two-thirds majority. At this stage, it's unlikely in its fragmented state that ANC would return to its highest voting pattern of 2004 when they managed to get the two-thirds majority. But the key question is whether they'll fall below 60.
Ramaphosa came in last year, in 2017 at the Nasrec conference. He came in amid much fanfare. He was the man who was going to change not only the ANC but the country. How would you rate his first year as president of the ANC?
Well, I do think that within a short space of time he has made some progress, but at the same time we didn't expect him to move radically to change things because his majority in Nasrec was rather slim, so he didn't have the absolute mandate. He would still be dealing with opponents within his own ranks, especially those aggrieved by the fact that they are still facing the State Capture Commission and other legal challenges.
Has he then, given the slim majority with which he won at Nasrec in 2017, has he managed to strengthen his position as president of the ANC, or is he still as weak as he was because of the divisions that were around that gathering?
I do think that he has managed to strengthen his position, but in a very incremental and gradual manner, given the political realities. And this was also assisted by the legal processes, commissions of inquiry, and many others which have enabled him to change board leaderships in the state-owned companies, which have managed to make changes in entities such as SARS. And those do carry some weight, but he has to consolidate politically now for him to be able to get a team that he wants post-elections.
He spoke quite a lot in his first January 8 statement last year. He spoke at great length about organizational renewal and how he wanted all of those people who are on opposing sides at Nasrec to come together and move the ANC forward. But you look at what's happened in KZN with an ANC there that is clearly still longing for the days of the former President Jacob Zuma. You look at the Northwest, the rumblings around Supra Mahawapelo, the delays around the list conference. Is the ANC more divided than it was when Ramaphosa took over?
I certainly wouldn't say it is more divided than then, because there was a time when ANC veterans were calling for the ANC leader to leave, when the Integrity Committee had challenges. At that particular moment, we would say ANC was at the highest level of its divisions, and it was threatening almost to have a rupture. But right now, there are political divisions, and the ANC is trying to manage those, even though that is making any decision-making to be slower because they have to do consultations.
What key things will you be looking for when Cyril Ramaphosa delivers the January 8 statement?
The issue of unity within the ANC, the issue of economy, including the issue of employment, economic growth, the land reform would feature prominently. Of course, the issue of fighting corruption, precisely because this was one of his key platforms, will also feature prominently. Education is yet another area, as well as social cohesion or national unity.
Radical economic transformation, both the ANC and the EFF have spoken strongly on that. In fact, Ramaphosa in the January 8 statement last year spoke about the ANC being a vanguard of that sort of transformation. Has the ANC lost that space with the emergence of the EFF and organizations such as the Black First Land First movement, for instance?
I wouldn't say it has lost it. It's still a contested space. Remember that within and outside the ANC, the issue of radical economic transformation has always been coming up for years, even in the time when most of the leaders who are in the EFF today were still in the Youth League of the ANC. It's how ANC has managed that particular position and resuscitated its notion of being in the lead and managing that process that is key. It is for that reason that the specification of legislations following the change of the Constitution will tell whether the EFF version or the ANC version of land reform will prevail.
Somadoda Fikeni, political analyst, thank you for your time this lunch.